Hello. Thank you for inviting me to speak on behalf of military families. Veterans Day is an important day in our house, not only because I am married to First Lieutenant Eric Miller, but because we know that to celebrate the soldier, people like Eric and his grandfather, Lou Mafries, who served in World War II, is to also honor the sacrifices of their loved ones who now hold or have held down the fort at home, awaiting their soldiers' safe return. In our fort, we have 3 daughters. Our oldest child, Madeline, is 10 and is singing with Baker Elementary Chorus today. Our middle daughter, Ava, is 8, and our youngest daughter, Catherine, is 6. Like me, our daughters are extremely proud of their father serving our country. While if you were to ask them the best part of having a dad in the Army, they would probably tell you that it is the collection of t-shirts that they have amassed from all over the United States. But I can assure you, it's the moment their dad crosses the threshold after a deployment. I have to admit that I love that moment too, though Eric may tell you that it's like reporting to a new CO. Eric is an officer in the Army, but we all know in my family and many other military families who the real general is that runs our unit. Being a military spouse is a responsibility that is not for the faint at heart. Every time Eric leaves, it seems the girls and I learn a new lesson. For example, lesson number 1, it's a necessity to learn military time for when your spouse wants to FaceTime or Skype with you at 1700 hours. Lesson number 2, when flu season strikes, make sure you have 1 bucket per child, and there are no medals to honor those who are hit in action. Lesson number 3, don't plan vacations too far in advance, as you never know what the Army has planned. Lesson number 4, learn how to call a tow truck. You will inevitably get a flat tire somewhere, and it will be when the kids need to be somewhere important, you have a trunk full of groceries, or you are 9 months pregnant in the middle of February in central Pennsylvania. There are more serious lessons too, like finding your strength through faith, like cherishing the milestones you get to share because you never know when you'll have to be apart for important moments, and never forgetting that your sacrifices are in the name of protecting our nation's most sacred ideals. Sometimes, I will admit, there are times I don't mind the deployments. There's a special kind of sleep you get when you have a bed all to yourself. And it's always fun to control the temperature in the house without having to consult another adult. But far more often, I would give anything to have him home. It's hard to be separated, and the longer the trip, the harder it can be to keep things running on all cylinders, including myself. And it is also harder to readjust when he's back and get the family unit on track. So today on Veterans Day, I ask that you celebrate the soldier and honor the family he leaves behind. If you know a military spouse, I encourage you to reach out to them, especially during times of solo parenting. It can get lonely being a single parent in a new neighborhood without very many adult friends. A small call or text can really brighten someone's day to let them know they were thought of. In closing, I want to take a moment to thank all of our military spouses and families and their soldiers who serve this great country. We all have a role to play in the fight to keep our nation strong at home so that our soldiers around the globe can keep us safe and return to us. We will be waiting with open arms and thankful hearts. Let's just hope they remember the t-shirts. Thank you again.